So that doesn't look too great, does it? I kind of look like a bandit that happens to have sunglasses on. So the question is why, how, and how long? Well, sunglasses is for when it's sunny out. It's not right now. But my friends, this is the new normal for now when we go into a store. I'm not in the store. This was a demonstration. Right? So it's, if I'm not in the store, why do I have it on? Well, it's called demonstration. Y'all know that. Y'all know me. Yeah, it messes up your hair a little bit. And when you have a comb over, you don't need any more mess, but it'll be all right. I want to talk to you about something very serious, though. We didn't have to have this pandemic get as bad as it is. And I'm going to be very blunt. If I speak the truth, most people are going to, I won't say most, a large majority will leave. Because the truth is hard. See, truth doesn't play favors. Truth doesn't allow for us to dictate. See, evidence and truth is what it is. It's as plain as your face. I mean, the plain as day, or the stupid phrases that they come up with. It is self-evident. It is as if we're looking at a vehicle, or if we're looking at a human being, or whatever. It just is. Now, I don't want to have everybody running, but the reality is this pandemic shouldn't have been this bad in America. And quite honestly, we can't change what is, but we can change what is to come. So that's where we need to really think about this. What do we want to do? Do we want somebody and people that are in control of our lives? Because, like it or not, our governments are in control of our lives, our employers and what have you. Do we want people in control that's going to look out for our best interest, their own best interest too? But remember that this is the United States of America, and this is supposed to be a global community. Do we want people who are going to look out for your family? Look out for the people who are surviving on paycheck to paycheck? Do we want people that are going to look out for the workers of America and wherever you may be? Or do we want someone who closed down the pandemic office, who doesn't want to be forthcoming about a lot of things? Now, I don't know about any of you, but I don't see this as political. I see this as moral. I see this as a matter of life and death. But I also see it in a way that a lot of people will be offended, but I'm going to say this. It's the Christian thing to do. And I love everybody. I don't care what your religion is or lack thereof. But I think about our Creator. And I tell you, there's a lot of evil going on this planet. So let me just say this. This pandemic should not have been this bad. And the pandemic office in America should never have been closed down. But we can't change the past. We can change the future. And I'm asking every American to rise above their political ideals. And let's think about every American. Whether you are Democrat, Republican, gay, straight, Christian, atheist, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever. Let's remember the first part, that we are human. Number one, that we live in the United States of America, that we're supposed to be Americans. The United States, I want you to think about that for a minute. Our country's actually called the United States of America. Now, obviously, that's because there's 50 states that decided to come together, and there was a lot more to it, of course. But we are supposed to be a nation where we work together. It doesn't matter if we're liberal or conservative or any of those things. But you know what? Both sides and both, let me say this, I may change that a little bit. So many people on the left and on the right have been working to divide this nation, to divide you. You know, I have friends who are Democrats who will absolutely not have anything to do with anybody that's Republican. In fact, there's even hatred. And I have friends who are Republicans. And it's the same thing. Now, it's funny that a person that aligns with the Democrats for the most part would have conservative, right-wing friends. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Not really, because see, I'm old school. I love everybody. And just because I don't agree with you politically doesn't mean I have to hate you. I may hate the policy. I don't have to hate the person. So I have people on both sides. But also, let me just share this with you. The majority of the people that I've found in my life are one-sided and are not open to think for themselves and say, hey, where do we agree? So let me share this with you. I want every Republican to vote Trump out. You heard what I know you're probably choking. What? What's he on? I want every American Republican who values the founding fathers' deeds, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. If you value what our country's supposed to mean, I don't care how conservative you are, I want you to vote against Donald Trump. Conversely, I want every Democrat to vote against Donald Trump. I want every American to vote against Donald Trump. And no, this is not partisan. So if you want to run away, go right ahead. See, this is more about your life. This pandemic is a disaster. Donald Trump is the worst person to ever be in the White House. And I don't say that out of malice. His actions are beyond deplorable. His actions against people during his campaign, things he said, things he's done, things he's gotten away with, things that he should have been impeached for. So the fact of the matter is, you can call me partisan, but I'm a patriot. But the pandemic should not have happened on this scale. He closed down the office. Now, if you think this is a Trump hating video, you're wrong. You see, he can no longer be in that office legally and peacefully because he doesn't care about Republican people. He don't care if you're conservative. He really don't care about you. Everybody at his rallies, let me give you a news flash. And breaking news. He don't care about you. Donald Trump, I'm not even sure he cares about himself, frankly. So we must vote him out. And no, if you're progressive, if you're a Democrat, I'm not giving an automatic in for Joseph Biden. I want Joseph Biden to become the president of the United States of America. But if I was Joseph Biden's people, if I was Joseph Biden, if I was speaking to him now, I would tell him, Joseph or Joe, I'm going to vote for you to become president. And you shall become president of the United States this year, 2020. And you will be inaugurated January 21st, 2021. But understand this, President Biden, that's what I would say. I would say, understand this, President Biden. You're not getting a free pass. No Democrat, no Republican will get a free pass. You're going to work to make this country better. And you're going to work with extreme right-wing conservatives. And you're going to work with liberal Democrats. And I want to make a special note to every Republican in the United States Senate, every Republican in the House of Representatives, every Democrat in the United States Senate and House of Representatives. You will work for us finally. Not special interest, not those who, let's just say, have your ear. You're going to work for the people. Because if you don't, I'm going to legally, peacefully, and financially tell my viewers the truth. And I'm going to continue my TV series. And I'm going to tell my 90,000 viewers when you're doing right and when you're doing wrong. But my fellow Americans, you should not be going back to work when it turns green. You should be going back to prosperity. You might wonder how. We now have this nation and this entire globe at our feet financially. They need us more than we need them. You may need your money for your living expenses in your home, but I guarantee you they need us more. So we can demand legally, ethically, and peacefully that we get higher pay. And as far as the small businesswoman and businessman that cannot afford to give you a living wage, yes, they can. Because we are going to seek and petition the United States government to subsidize them. And every American will have a living wage in the United States of America. You must work to do that. It starts this November. You vote out any Democrat or Republican that does not want to provide universal health care, that doesn't want to provide universal education, that doesn't want to provide universal shelter for people to either buy homes or places to live or rent. Unless those candidates are in favor of finding the monies to take care of this nation and her people, then don't vote them in. And I really don't care if they're Republican or Democrat. You see, my friends, you're going to be voting in November. But for my fellow Pennsylvanians, you vote June the 2nd. Vote Donald Trump out and get a government of by and for the people. And for those who are elected in November and in the future, understand, we are going to elect you. But you shall legally, peacefully, ethically be held accountable. Make no mistake, you're going to be held accountable. Everybody out there, vote. And for goodness sake, and frankly for God's sake, and for America's sake, vote Donald Trump out. Vote him out of office in November. Vote him out. And bring back courage, decency, respect, honor, and compassion to the United States of America. I'm Albert Torcaso, and I approve of this message because you know what? America is better than this.